Good evening. So before I get started, I just wanted to say a big thank you to my support act tonight, Mr. Hal Crowe. He's quite new, but I'm sure you'll agree he was good, wasn't he? So anybody here got teenage kids? Yeah? Are they pricks? Mine too. I've got two boys, 15 and 13. Biggest pair of smart-ass sarcastic bellends you will ever meet in your life. Problem is, I can't complain about it because I made them that way. I designed them, specifically trained them to be like that because I too am a sarcastic smart-ass bellend. And when it's the three of us taking the piss out of somebody else, it's brilliant. Works exactly how I wanted it to. Problem is, they've started their own little side mission recently. They've turned on me, they've joined forces and turned on me. And it's becoming a problem. To give you an idea, we went in the Chippy the other day to get some food, not for a day out, that'd be weird. But when it was ready, the woman handed it to me and she goes, "Enjoy your meal." And I said, out loud, "You too." And then immediately in my head, I went, "Oh, fuck." Go outside, the little one goes, "Dad, did you just tell the woman in the chip shop to enjoy the meal she's definitely not about to eat?" I said, "Yeah, I did do that." Then he put on his little sarcastic voice and went, "That was a bit weird, that, Dad. I don't think I'd have done that." Yes, get in the fucking car. The oldest one, he took a slightly different approach. He kind of looked at me sideways and went, "Knobhead." If I'd have called my dad a knobhead when I was 15, I probably wouldn't be here telling you this story. But the world's changed. You can't hit them well. Not so it leaves a mark. But honestly, I'm actually glad we've got that relationship because that's when I was a kid, I was quite shy. I wasn't confident like they are at all. And here's why. When I was about 7, we were at school getting ready for a nativity play. Of course, when you're 7, getting ready for a nativity play, the first thing you want to know is what role am I going to get? If you're a boy, you want to be Joseph. If you're a girl, you want to be Mary. I didn't get either of those. They went to Stephen Jenkins and Caroline Wilkes. This was 40 years ago. I'm fucking pissed off about it. But I thought, no, it's all right. Maybe I'll get to be a wise man or a shepherd. No, didn't get either of those either. Because my teacher, who, not to put too fine a point on it, was a fucking bitch, cast me as the wind. Yeah, you're fucking right. I never heard of it either. In fact, I've looked it up. I've read the Bible. Not fucking in there. It doesn't say. At no point does it say, "And the Virgin Mary gave birth to the Saviour of the world, and fuck me, it was blowy that night." It's not in there. It's fucking not in there. It's not even in the soundtrack. Silent night, holy night, all was calm. No wind, no mention of the fucking wind. She made that up. So now you're probably thinking, okay, so what does being the wind in a nativity play even mean? I'll tell you. It meant wearing one of Mrs. Beecham's black pleated skirts around my neck, spinning around, going woo. I am the wind. And now you're probably thinking, well, yeah, but probably not the part you wanted to happen, but at least it's easy. You can't get it wrong, can you? You can. You definitely can. I wasn't very good at it, you see. I was sent out of my class. While everybody else in my class was in our classroom learning about Roger Red Hat and the village with 3 corners, I was sent out into the corridor. Thank you, the one person that I was sent out into the corridor to practice being the wind. So picture that. Little 6 or 7-year-old Zach on his own, spinning around, going, "Woo, I am the wind." Till another teacher came out of her class to ask me what the fuck I thought I was doing. But they do say every cloud has a silver lining, and this one does. This story does actually have a happy ending, because like I said, that was about 40 years ago, and at the time Mrs. Beecham had to be 60 years of age if she was a day. So now I can take comfort in knowing she's almost certainly fucking dead. Fast forward 40 odd years, and I got divorced a few years ago, like most of us in this age. Which means the last couple of years I've been on the dating apps. Anybody use the dating apps? No? No? Yeah, oh, so that's definitely a yes. The thing is, with the dating apps, girls, I know that men don't do ourselves any favours on the dating apps, alright? I know there's always a picture of him with a big dead fish, or he's sending unsolicited dick pics, or he admits to wearing Crocs or something weird like that. But girls, I've got to tell you, you don't make it any easier for us either, right? Something I read recently, and this is borne out by my own experience, they reckon that 20% of the men on the dating apps get all the attention from about 80% of the women. Right, so if you're one of the top 20% best looking guys on the dating app, so if you're a 9 or a 10, that means you've got your pick from the very, very optimistic 3s all the way up, and you've just got it made. Problem with that is, if you look like Brad Pitt, brilliant, but the problem with that is the rest of us, that means we're left with the goblins in the 1 and 2 and unless you're a DJ from the 1990s, on the 1s and 2s isn't where you want to fucking be. And this is borne out by my own experience. So like I said, you'll be going about your day, your phone will buzz, you go, oh, hello, let's have a look. Oh, message from Tinder, somebody likes you on Tinder, let's have a look. Oh, hello, Sandra. 3 teeth. Eyes pointing in different directions. And alopecia, yeah, that's the set. That's the story I was hoping for. And it skews everything, you see, because on the rare occasion you do get a like or a match from somebody who looks normal and decent, you think, well, there must be something fucking wrong with her. If I start seeing her, she must be mental. If I start seeing her, she's going to scratch my car or she's going to stab me or something. But then you click match anyway, because you know the crazy ones are best in bed. So, as with anything in life, it's a bit of a learning curve on the dating sites. So the one thing that I've learned, other than on dating apps, other than the fact I don't want to be a stepdad because I really apparently don't like other people's fucking children, is that every single woman within the ages of about 40 to 50 who lives within about a 30-mile radius of my house absolutely loves one particular activity, and that activity is paddleboarding. They all love paddleboarding. It's their main thing, right? But what you've got to remember with the dating sites is that the 3 main ones at the moment, I guess, are probably Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, and they are all largely the same. All right, but they do tend to market themselves slightly differently, and people present themselves slightly differently. I tend to think of it like this. So Tinder, that's like your Aldi Lidl range, complete with weird, crazy shit in the middle of. Went in for a pizza, he came out with a gazebo. Bumble, that's your good, solid middle choice. That's like your Sainsbury's. Hinge, that's the other end of the market. That's slightly more flash. That's like your M&S end of the market. These aren't just any middle-aged damaged people. These are M&S damaged people. Actually, I suppose we should probably mention Facebook dating as well, because that's a thing, but that's more like a car boot sale. You might find a bargain, but it's all going to smell like spare and hot dogs, and you're probably going to get robbed. So, but yeah, every single middle-aged woman who lives anywhere near my house apparently absolutely loves paddleboarding. But like I said, the apps are slightly different. So if you see a woman on Hinge who's paddleboarding, she's probably on a really expensive carbon fibre paddleboard. She's probably got a £200 dry robe on, bottle of Prosecco on the front of the board, the sea's really calm, beautiful sunset in the background, everything looks amazing. You see a woman on Tinder paddleboarding, she's probably floating down the canal on an old door. So I've never been paddleboarding. I'd love to go paddleboarding, but I can only assume that all the lakes and rivers anywhere near my house are absolutely fucking teeming with perimenopausal women. So anyway, my time's nearly up, so I'm just going to leave you with this. I know I've just spent the last 5 minutes ragging on dating sites, but it's not all bad, you see. I met a woman on a dating site a little while ago, and we went out for a few months. Bumble, Sainsbury's, taste the difference. And I thought one day, maybe I should do something nice, maybe I'll do something romantic. So I thought, maybe I'll book us a weekend away somewhere. Later on that day, I phoned her up and I said, what do you think about city breaks? He said, I don't really like the city, I prefer the countryside. I went, okay. I said, okay, what do you think of Bristol? She goes, oh, I don't really like Bristol, I prefer Bath. I went, oh shit, well, you're not going to like what I've done. She goes, what have you done? Have you booked us a weekend in Bristol? I said, no, I fucked your sister. Thank you very much, I've been Zach Lacey. And now I'm going to introduce an extremely funny